goodness, that's right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to episode 186 of the JB and Benny Blue Review podcast. And what did you know? We're live streaming. He's sipping on something red. Contents in the cup unknown only
It is,
to
it is only cranberry juice and pineapple juice. That's all it is. All right. I am on a 45-day cleanse.
Oh,
all right.
Okay.
And it's not really a cleanse, Benny, like the little cleanse, say you get from the whole, you know what I mean? The little, whatever that shit is, you know what I'm saying, that them chicks be doing. Mm-hmm. This is just me taking a break from alcohol for 45 days. I do it probably every 2 months or so. Just cleanse myself out, clear the skin up, just to kind of give your body a break from that poison, all right? That poison, say word to BBD, all right?
Oh, we got muted. Dr. Bridges muted his mic.
Hold on, baby. Hold on, goddammit.
And now we see the headphones. Oh, it's all type of craziness. But I know what you're saying. I came back to LA to come back to a juice cleanse. So I started that, doing like a quick little 3-day detoxify deal. So I know I can relate. And I've done multi-month, even up to a year break from that sauce. So I know that drink, if you will. But first and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, I know it's been a couple weeks. We'll get into why here in just a moment. But in the meantime, man, tap in with us, get at us. You know what I'm saying? At JB and Benny Blue for all your social media needs. Definitely make sure to get at us here on Instagram. You know what I mean? Instagram, popping. Get at us on Twitter, of course. You can see, we got everything that you need up there. And shout out to our YouTube audience, because that's been growing slowly but surely. We've been getting a lot of subscribers each day and some new comments each day on some past content. The algorithm is finally working for the Savage Duo. God bless America. So they're finally showing us love, and definitely get at us, of course, on Facebook so you don't miss any content, any updates, all that stuff. And, of course, tap in with the damn website. You see it. Type in your email address so you never miss an episode, and, of course, you can cop the merch. Of course, cop the merch. I wish the Suns would have got it done so we could have had that fresh D-Book shirt, but alas, it wasn't meant to be this year. JB will get into that here in just a moment. But again, man, get at our website, jbandbennybluereview.com, for all past episodes, content, all that good stuff. And, coming up, we got some good shit popping here. Of course, man, it's about that time, JB. Training camp is here. Football season is right around the corner. So we got a lot of shit to talk about with training camp. Of course, some free agency happening right now. A little bit of college football news and more. And, of course, we know people flow in and out of the live stream. So if you do happen to tap in with us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, drop in a comment or question, and we will get to that here at the end of the show with the Savage Hotline. But JB, listen, man, you're on your cleanse. Football's coming up. What's happening? How you feeling?
I'm cooling, man. Glad to be back on this screen with my guy. Before I get started, shout out to Get It In Apparel, local company right here in the Valley. If you want to follow them on Instagram, that is Get It In Apparel. Just as it sounds, dope shit. You know what I'm saying? Fitness apparel, workout, whoop-de-whoop-de-woo, all that. If you want to sponsor us, hit us up at jbandbennybluereview@gmail.com. All right, you want to be a title sponsor. Oh, you want to, throw us a little bread, whatever. We got a nice little following, We got a lot of people listening to the show. Holler at us, We definitely show love as we're doing right now. Mm-hmm. Other than that, Benny, I'm good. Glad these damn kids are going back to school. Woo! Man. Hey. Yeah. I'm just going to leave it at that, bro. I'm glad these damn kids going back to school. All right? This whole world has been upside down for the last almost a year and a half now, and seems as if it's headed back topsy-turvy again. Yeah. But we ain't even gonna speak on that. We're gonna let that do what it's gonna do. Hopefully, it get buried under our foot. But other than that, man, just living life, chilling, blessed, healthy, strong. Kids is healthy, everybody healthy, we good. We've been holding it down, on this side, doing what we do. Glad football's back. Watching these training camps, on ESPN and social media and NFL Network, man, it almost seems surreal, Benny, right? It almost seems surreal. So we're going to get into it. A lot of people have been wondering where we've been, all right? I'm going to let Benny, you know what I'm saying, do what he do, you know what I'm saying, talk about what's been happening. But other than that, Benny, I'm good. Kids are good. All your nieces and nephews are straight. And shit, like I said, just glad to be back in front of this mic with these halo lights in my face. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, man, it feels good. We've been loving doing the live stream. I mean, you know, every time we do it, we always get people showing us love, whether it is live or in the actual podcast forms. We appreciate it. JB, make sure to check the mic. I think you switched back to your headphones. Make sure you sound crystal clear. But while you're doing that, so I want to shout out to everybody that reached. A lot of people reached out to me directly. And I really appreciate it. I was out of LA for damn near a month, and the reason for that is because I went home kind of quickly, and my mom has been sick. For a lot of people know, I won't get too deep into that, but on the 17th of this past month, now it's crazy, it's August 1st, my mom did pass away. And I'm really appreciative for everybody that had reached out to me. She was a big supporter of what we're doing, obviously a big supporter of the stand-up, and she had a very interesting life. She had multiple sclerosis, and she, you know, had beaten cancer, you know, like once or twice over. So, you know, she was definitely a warrior and a fighter, and you know, when you have a parent die or somebody very close to you, obviously, you know, the grieving and the sadness and all that comes with that, which I'm still very much, you know, going through my process. But a lot of people that we hadn't really been in each other's lives for many years had kind of come back in, and that was nice to see and reconnect with some folks. And some people that I didn't really expect to hear from actually reached out to me. So that's why you saw we did episode 185, just the podcast form, kind of taking it back to the Zoom days. Just want to say shout out to everybody that reached out, you know, regarding my mom and my family. I really appreciate it. Of course, JB and I had multiple talks. Of course, you know, friend of the show, Ultimate Savage, Kevin Robinson, was just hanging out with him and his lovely wife, Toy, yesterday. And, of course, my love, Courtney, for being there and being supportive, and just, you know, all friends and family that were showing love. So I appreciate it, and you know, we're on the path to greatness, both together as the duo and on our own journeys. And I know my mom will be very proud of the progress that we made, and obviously, you know, what I've been able to do with comedy and in business, and just, you know, just maturing as a man and growing as a person. So just felt, you know, you guys have been rocking with us. You know, I just want to make sure that everybody, you know, understood that, you know, we were dealing with some real deal stuff, and we're happy to be back, man. This is what makes us feel good, especially with foosball coming up. But we'll get to that here in just a moment, man. Make sure to check out our sponsors over at SavageCBD.com. Use the code REVIEW and get 15% off your first order plus free shipping. You know what I mean? We live in stressful times, like JB alluded to. Hell, we might get locked down again, ladies and gentlemen.
I just said we're not going to talk about that.
I'm just saying, I'm making it relatable to the advertisement. You know, you might need, JB, our reviewers might need some stress relievers, and the best way to get that, get you some CBD, some tinctures, some cartridges, whatever your heart desires. Head over to SavageCBD.com. Use the code REVIEW and get 15% off.
Beautiful.
And free shipping on your first order. A pow, pow, pow. A pow, pow, pow. All right. Let's get into it. Training camp breakdown. And we got to start with the goddamn Bird Gang. Oh, man. Chandler Jones talking about a trade. Now, I try to do a little bit of research here, and I'm not really seeing a whole lot of stuff new. There's rumors going on about him, you know, the Ravens trying to make a play. And to be honest with you, JB, I feel like there's something missing, but I don't quite understand what's happening. So for the readers out there, break it down. What seems to be your gauge of the Chandler Jones situation in the desert?
Well, I was on KTLR the other day. What was that? Saturday. With our guys, J Love and Earl and Ed and all them boys.
KSRN in Arizona, shout out.
KSRN, what up? I said KCL.
Yeah, you made it sound like the local news. Like, wait a minute.
KSRN, the Valley. So, what I said on there, I'm going to say it here. That was something that happened early in the summer. There really have been no factual information coming out of the Cardinals camp saying that Chandler Jones is unhappy, that he's been asking for a trade currently. I mean, the man showed up to camp. When you ask for a trade, you don't really show up to camp. That's just something that you don't do, right? That's not that don't even sound right. It don't look right. He's practiced. He's in the starting lineup. Like, these are all telltale signs that somebody is not happy and they don't want to be where they're at. You're going to hold out. If you want more money, you're going to hold out. Nah. I think this is something that's just kind of from earlier this summer. People are trying to manifest it. I'm pretty sure it got started by, like you said, the Ravens and all these teams. You know, NFL teams do things like this. It's a dirty game, all right? It's a dirty game, dirty world. So the fact that he was unhappy at one point, yeah, they just kind of trying to play that against us. So I don't think it's really a lot of validity in that. Maybe it might be some contract stuff going on the back end. But as far as that whole requesting a trade recently, I don't think he's done that. I ain't heard nothing solid that says that he's done anything like that.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's like, you know, the old saying, where there's smoke, there's fire. I feel like this so-called trade request is like Tom Hanks in Castaway, where he's trying to make it happen. Mm-hmm. And it's like, yo, we don't even, like, you're really going to have to, like, come with it to make that happen, because the Bird Gang's going for it. And I really don't think this close to the season Chandler's going to have a contract dispute. And let's be honest, if we're talking about you're adding J.J. Watt and then they have Chandler Jones, the type of performances that Chandler Jones has been having, he's worth the contract. Right. So he's worth an extension. And they're not, with where they're at in the game, it would be very foolish for them, especially this deep into the offseason, for them to actually try to flip him for something. People try to put the trade scenarios. Oh, flip him for Xavier Howard to the Dolphins. Not doing all that. No, they're not doing all that. Cut it out. Yeah, man. Now, speaking of a guy who might cut out after this season. Oh, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers stuck it to his boss. God damn it. He did the press conference, which I watched most of, and I got to tell you, I feel like he handled it pretty well. I feel like he was real, and he kind of low-key poured cement on the Packers, but he also kind of played it professional too. And so he's back. He reported to training camp, and there's a lot of moving parts here, but just kind of giving the breakdown, according to Sporting News, it says, should Rodgers be traded before June 1st, 2022, the Packers will be left with $27 million in dead cap, but save just around $19 million, so, you know, that's $7 or $8 million difference or whatever the case may be. That could obviously trade him before the draft. He did the whole last dance post with him and Devontae Adams, saying, like, basically this is going to be, like, their last year. So there's all basically both sides kind of won, but they kind of didn't, and it feels like we're just left with them like, okay, they really got to go for it this year, because either way it goes, whether he retires, he gets traded, or whatever the case may be, it seems like Aaron Rodgers is out of here. But do you feel like is there anything that can really be done at this point for him to extend, whether it be with the contract that he has or not at this point?
No. Everything's been aired out. Rodgers hanging on the line right now. It is what it is. So Aaron Rodgers basically did a press conference as Captain Obvious, right? Because everything he said was painfully obvious. If you've ever been to Green Bay, it ain't nothing in Green Bay that's gonna make you want to move to Green Bay, except the Packers. Aaron Rodgers has been the high point of the Packers since good old number 4 left, right? So nothing he said was a lie. And at this point, we know that they got beef. They're griping back and forth. He didn't, he hasn't felt appreciated in a while. I feel like Aaron Rodgers is like a woman on a Tyler Perry movie, right? Yeah.
He's scoring, damn it, he's scoring.
He's scoring. He has a huge scar going out the back of his central nervous system.
Oh,
he let it be known. It is what it is, right? So I think Aaron Rodgers, like, I'm finna go out with a bang. All right, we're gonna ride this rocket till the wheels fall off for my guys, right? Like you said, him and Devontae Adams, the last dance post, all that. He said, we're gonna rock it for the guys. I'm doing it for my guys. He put the clamps on and made them bring around the car back. They going for it, man. Getting the band back together. Hey, let's do it one more time.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, I feel like with him, you know, he's enough of a professional and he has a familiarity. I mean, the one thing he did admit is that he can be professional enough this season to get along with the organization, but he made it known that he likes the coaching staff. Obviously, he's calling some shots. So I feel like they broke bread a little bit, but this is probably, I kind of agree. I feel like this is probably the best they can do. Now, if they win the title, maybe that's the one thing, but even then, it's like if he wins another title, then he doesn't have anything else to prove to the Green Bay fan base. Not that he does anyway, but if he wins another title, he's gonna be like, I'm going to Vegas. I'm gonna be a Raider. Like, get out of here. He's moving.
Yeah, he up out of there. I mean, he's gonna go to a bigger media city, if you will, right? He's going somewhere where he can retire and he can get all that attention. And he's a Hollywood guy. You know what I'm saying? He's from Northern California. He's a Cali cat. You know what I'm saying? Handsome dude. He don't mind being in front of the camera. I mean, the man hosts Jeopardy. I mean, come on, man.
Shout out to LeVar Burton.
I hope
LeVar Burton gets the job.
He should. Real. I mean, who else would get it, right?
Right.
He's the man. So, Aaron, stay healthy. Have a great season. I look forward to watching you play, man. You know what I'm saying? He is a bad man, as Stephen A. Smith calls him. And I wish all the success to the Packers. You know how I feel about NFL football, Benny. I need everybody to be good. All right. Certain teams are gonna be excellent, but I need everybody to be good. Everybody good, and we got a good season. It's entertaining, all that good stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun to watch. Shout out to Aaron, Packers. Hopefully you fuck it up at least once or twice a year against my kiddies, and we'll be good. Win the rest of the games. I don't give a shit.
0-2 versus Detroit.
Right, yeah. Come on, man. Put it in the air. Put it in the universe, please. Come on now, Dan Campbell. Bite them kneecaps. Shit.
Bite them kneecaps.
All right, so we're going to get too deep in the weeds as we cover this ad nauseum on this fine broadcast. But so Deshaun Watson reported he's there, and now they're saying, all right, fine, we'll listen to trade offers. And from what I understand, he's been actually like practicing, but then I don't really know the situations. I don't think they're putting him in with the ones and stuff. But that's my whole thing. It's like, should he just be like he's doing this so he doesn't get fined, word to Marshawn Lynch, but he's going and he's practicing, but he's not like on the commissioner's exempt list. So like, do you feel like they should be putting him on ice? Like he will report, and then if they already have made their mind up, David Culley and the staff, they know, okay, we got Tyrod, we got Kellen Mond, or Davis, whichever one. I think, is it Kellen Mond, Davis Mills? One of them.
Who cares?
I mean, yeah, it's like, they know he's not going to be the one. They've agreed that both sides have agreed that they need to trade him. So, like, what should they be really doing with him at training camp? That's the big question.
Well, if I was Deshaun, I wouldn't be doing nothing. I mean, I came. Right. I'm here. I reported. So now you can't find me.
Right. And if he's with the masseuse, he might come again. Ah.
Oh. Yes, sir. The comedian's back. You know what? I just what happened to that? Things that make you say, what happened to all these allegations? What happened to all these women that were talking about he did this and he did that? All of a sudden, it's just gone. All right.
Well, it's still in motion because now they're doing arbitration.
Yeah,
it's just like in media attention.
Arbitration, they're not doing it. Look, that shit is I thought they was gonna take that boy out. Word to him because he's still here. Now, again, it might be the slow burn, you know. Like you said, if they're arbitrating this, it's going to be some money exchange. All right, you better know that. It's going to be some money exchange.
Yeah, I'm feeling like at this point it's not going to go criminal, but he's going to basically have to admit guilt, pay it out, and keep it moving if he really wants to get traded and keep playing. Because I mean, that's why he already knew. That's why he's what is it, $50,000 a day? Woo-wee. I don't care how much money you got. 50 bands a day just to not show up.
Yeah, you know.
If they already know that you don't, they're not gonna run you with the ones. They're basically they're not even gonna run you with a fucking practice squad. Show up, stretch. As soon as they start getting in the fucking individuals and team, be like, peace. I'm going to the conditioning room.
Do like your man what was it, Marshall? Brandon Marshall did order pizza and everything. Be out there smacking on a large motherfucking veggie lovers, you know what I'm saying, while they doing individual.
Right. Out there filming Instagram content and shit. Jesus.
Basically.
So now, JB, a guy who wants to play, he wants to get redemption, but he's hurt. Carson Wentz, banged up. He needs to rest. Apparently, he's not going to get surgery, and they're saying it's a possibility for Week 1, and I guess it's something to do with his foot? Yeah, and then, I mean, they don't have fucking old Philly Rivers. They sent Jacoby Brissett to the Dolphins, so they got Jacob Eason, they got Sam Ellinger, and then they got your guy Brent Hundley, and that's who they got backing up. So, do you feel like with Wentz, considering his history, do they need to consider do they need to bring in at bare minimum another camp arm? What do you think about this?
Yeah. Carson Wentz is too young to be going through all these injuries. Like, man, what is this? His fifth year? Fourth?
Well, he got drafted for the OG reviewers. Remember our very first episode when we were talking about the draft? He got drafted in that draft, 2016.
Right, with Andrew Luck, right?
No, with Goff. No, Andrew Luck was like 2012, but yeah,
right,
with Goff.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. You know what? I feel bad for the kid. And I pray that he stays healthy. But yeah, they definitely need to bring in another camp arm. He needs those reps because he ain't played in forever, right? And that's the part that sucks. And this is Coach JB talking now. I'm like, man, if I'm in that meeting after he gets hurt that day, I'm like, damn, this dude, what have we done? You know what I'm saying? We brung in this goddamn old used car, you know what I'm saying? And he salvaged, you know what I'm saying? He got a salvage tag on his ass.
It's a lemon, baby. It's a lemon.
And we brought him in anyway. Now he gonna got hurt, you know what I'm saying, in practice. And again, it's nagging. This is his foot. All right. He's a quarterback. His feet have a lot to do with football, is what they call it, football. But I don't know. They definitely didn't bring a camp arm in. And man, Carson Wentz, he needs some milk, like something. Like this dude right here, man. Sheesh. That's crazy.
Well, hey, now that Rodgers came back, JB, Blake Bortles is available. So hey, get that money, Blake. You might be on the block there to sign. And honestly, I think Carson will be ready for Week 1, but I don't think he's going to play all 17. That's right, I said 17 because remember, there's an extra game this year, folks. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's going to play all 17. I think he's going to miss probably 2 to 3 weeks at some point. But I do think he'll get himself ready, whatever that means, to early part of the season. So it's going to be an interesting year for the Colts.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting year for the Colts.
Yep, for Chad Carr's Colts. Shout out to friends of the show, Chad and Terry. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. See y'all over there in Hawaii, you know what I'm saying, getting it cracking.
They're landing in Hawaii. Yeah, man.
We love to see it. Now,
JB, finally, before we go into another break, I'm very curious because this got brought up by Mr. I Told Yo Ass, BA, Bruce Arians. So we got the COVID policy, and it's the fining situation, and it's the new COVID protocol. NFL to fine unvaccinated players $14,650 for any violation of COVID-19 protocol. BA said $14,000 on the spot every time he isn't wearing a mask or is breaking protocol. He's referring to any players. Now, I guess that's the policy. A lot of teams, have been players have been getting vaccinated. Some have been not. Some have been very vocal about it, like Cole Beasley, cats like that. I'm pretty sure we covered that last episode. But this is confusing because on one hand, we need to contain COVID. I understand that. But on the other hand, it is possible for vaccinated people to still get COVID. Now, it's not to the same degree as if you're unvaccinated. We've got to be clear about the science. But nonetheless, I wonder, like, I feel like that's what they expanded rosters for. I don't think, to me personally, I get it. I guess I get it if you're fucking flagrant, like if you're like licking a stripper's ass. You know what I mean? Like in Atlanta or some shit.
Say word to Haskins.
Right. Like if you're doing some flagrant foul shit, I'm with that. But I don't know. Like I feel like they like most shit with the NFL. They put out a rule or a mandate, and then they usually got to like modify it because they didn't get it right the first time. But that's how I think about it. What do you think about it?
Same difference, man. This thing is all over the place. So you had to find the 14,650, and then you got teams trying to put mandates on their players. It sucks that these guys have to make a decision based on the beliefs, and then trying to satisfy their occupation. You're a teammate, and if you don't get your shot, then it looks like you don't care about the team, and all these things come into play. It sucks. Right, it's not a good time to be a NFL football player, right? Because, man, I mean, you look at Cole Beasley, you know, and honestly, I commend him, right, for sticking up for what you believe in, right? If you're not comfortable doing that,
at least he stuck to it.
It is what it is, right?
Yep.
I personally, I said this on KSRN the other day. To feed my family, because this is my gig, this is what I was doing. Yeah, I'd take the shot, right? Or the shots, right? But as a human being walking the earth, I'm not going to get vaccinated. I'm just not going to do it. That's my belief. That's for me to do, right? So, man, it's a real rough time to be in the NFL right now, and it sucks. You're right. They didn't get it right. They're going to find lower level guys $14,000, right? Really? Dang, you might as well just kick them out the door, right? It's just not good. Just not a good time. And there's no right or wrong answer. There's nothing to speculate. There's nothing to even talk about trying to make it make sense. Or my belief, your belief, don't nobody believe me shit. It's just fucked up right now. For real. It's fucked up. And to be real, not to interrupt anybody, but to be real, if Tom Brady right now wasn't one of them and he was like, I ain't getting no damn vaccination, they'd be like, all right, guys, well, you can kind of do what you want to do. And you know, because let's be real, this is a product, right? I say it all the time about football. It's a sport, it's a job, occupation for these guys, but it's a product, right? It's just like anything else you sell. And when a product ain't good, people ain't gonna buy it, right? So it's just a real fucked up situation right now. It's not cool.
Yeah, and I think at this point, basically everybody would be of the mind of we want this to end. Like we want COVID to end. And it's unfortunate because you're right. The NFL does have a history of double standards for its star players. And then it makes you wonder because let's be honest, you saw it last year. A lot of these outbreaks were like with the practice squad, guys who are maybe on special teams, more of the depth. And then you see it infects the entire room. Like you saw the whole thing with Kirk Cousins these last few days where it got into the QB room. And it's tricky because it's like if you're a practice squad guy making, 80 bands a year or whatever they're paying, you're talking about like a sixth of their salary. I mean, if that's what the scale is. Now I don't know that to be true, but it makes you wonder, like, I feel like they really have to be specific. Because like you said, like if you are the Cole Beasleys of the world, if that's how you want to do it, that's your body that's legally within your right. But just like anything else, vaccinated or unvaccinated, you have to be able to accept the pros and cons.
Right.
You can know the pros of the vaccine if that's your thing. Mm-hmm. And you can know the cons if you're, if you decide to not get it and you're in an environment where you're going to be in close quarters with people where when somebody gets infected, that shit, it spreads.
Right.
So now it's going to go around. And you saw, like, they had fucking Harlem Globetrotters coming around trying to fill some of these offensive lines last year. Shit was wild. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like they got to be more of the mind of containing it and being more on the protocol and having more depth in the roster and finding people who do shit that's, you're wrong. Like, it's one thing if you don't want to get vaccinated. It's a totally other thing if you're like, I don't want to get vaccinated and I'm about to go fucking tongue kiss Donald Trump on Mar-a-Lago when we're playing golf. Like, bruh, you need to be fined twice. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're doing, my bad, all the reviewers out there. I'm just saying, if you're unvaccinated and you're doing wild shit, to me, that's when you should get fined.
Well,
if you're vaccinated, you know what I mean?
Well, Benny, that goes back into the realm of being a professional, right?
Right, exactly.
If this is your job and you understand that your health is a part of your job, then you're not going to be out in these streets. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be out kicking it. You're going to do what's required as far as living. You're going to be with your family. You're going to make sure your family ain't doing dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? This is all a part of being a professional.
That's the big one, checking your family, especially if you bought a house for you and your family. You got extended family in there. No,
ain't none of that happening. Like, rightfully, if I'm playing this year, like, I'm going to be in the casita, right? Y'all going to be in the house. When I come in, I'm going straight to the back, right? But again, you got to make sure that you're being a professional. You're doing everything that you can do to be straight in this situation. And that's all you can do. So guys that are out, want to kick it, want to live life and be in these streets, these young punks that want to walk around here with their jewelry on and be seen and go fuck with these hoes. Well, fucking with these hoes, you run the risk of getting that germ, all right, and getting a couple more of them too. A couple more. If you don't do things the right way. Game.
Oh my God.
Free
game from a 10-year vet right there. Don't be out in the streets with your iced out fucking little baby, the baby jewelry out here on Instagram, staying in the VIP section, no mask in fucking Magic City. Because BA will call you Monday morning. I'll tow your ass.
Tow your ass. As soon as you pull up, he's towing your ass.
He'll wake you up at 6 in the morning. Hope you had a good time. It's gonna cost you about $14,000. Ooh,
$14K. Yes, sir.
Ooh-wee. All right, so look, that's it for our NFL training camp breakdown. We do drop these as podcasts, all streaming platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, wherever you listen. Shout out to our friends at KSRNArizona.com. For those tapping in, we see you falling in, falling out. Drop in a comment or question now. Whatever, man, shout us out. Drop in a question about anything you want to go in. You know what I mean? And we will definitely tap in with a shout out to my sister. She said she's wearing masks outside of the house again, but you're not fucking with any hoes. That's right, Liz. Talk to him.
Fuck them hoes, sis.
Jesus, Liz is coming in off the top rope. I love it.
I'm talking about RKO out of nowhere.
Oh my God, for real. I mean, listen, man. It's just it's a world we live in.
Real rap, bro. What a time to be alive, man.
Yeah. Before we get into review reaction news again, man, make sure to tap in with our sponsor, SavageCBD.com. Go to SavageCBD.com. Use promo code review for 50% off and free shipping on your first order. They got all types of products, tinctures. They got a lot of shit up here. All the cartridges, everything that you could possibly want or need. They got it. They got the rubs, the balms, everything, man. We live in a high stress time. A lot of folks. Man, that eviction moratorium's coming up. People in the middle of job changes. Listen, I know it feels like we've been through a lot. We might be going through a lot more. So make sure to cop some CBD to help bring down the stress levels, get you more in a zen place. And the best way to do that, tap in with our folks over at SavageCBD.com. Use code review, 50% off first order, and free shipping. Pow, 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 pow. All right, man. So we're here, review, reaction news, and my feet hit the ground, JB, and wouldn't you know it, ooh-wee, it's a big trade. It's a big trade. And shout out to Courtney.
Hey, Coco. What up, sis?
And we're back in L.A., and it's happened. Russell Westbrook, Brody, is now a part of a Lake Show. He's coming home. They traded him. He got him from the Washington Wizards for a 2024 second-round pick, 2028 second-round pick for Kuzma, KCP, and Montrezl Harrell, and then the 22 pick from the NBA draft that just happened here this past week. I'm not sure who 22 was. But yeah, they got Westbrook, and now they got like 4 players on the roster. They got LeBron, AD, Russ, and then Marc Gasol, and then they may sign Taylor Horton-Tucker, THT, and Alex Caruso, and there's just going to be a bunch of ring chaser, veteran minimum ass dudes. But what was your initial reaction when you saw this trade, and do you feel like it's going to be something where he can still do the things that he's good at, but really match his game well with LeBron and AD?
See, that's the question. We've seen Russell Westbrook in a situation with 2 great players. All right, let's not forget him Kevin Durant, and James Harden were all in OKC together. Be it they were young, but they were all still good players. I wouldn't have did it. Sorry. I wouldn't have did it. First of all, Caldwell Pope is one of your best on-ball defenders. I wouldn't did it. Right? Second of all, you give up all of these picks and all this other shit. Like now, like you just said, you got to put a piece together, a roster, and it's going to be a bunch of old motherfuckers, right? They've been talking about Carmelo coming over, right? There's still shit floating around about CP3 going over there, right?
I don't think that's happening, though.
That's not going to happen. No, it's not.
He's going to opt in. $44 million player option? Hell no. He's taking that.
He already opted out of
the finals? Yeah.
He already opted out of it.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, he opted earlier today. He opted out of it. But it was already kind of said during the season that he was going to do that so he could get a contract, right?
Right.
He wants a long-term deal. That's the only reason why he opted out. It sounds bad. Everybody's like, oh, no, it sounds bad.
Kawhi did the same thing. He opted out.
Right, It sounds bad that CP3 did that, but CP3 has already basically made it known that he wants to be a son for the rest of his career. He wants to be a Monty. Smart. Yeah, he loves it, and we love to have him. So I wouldn't have done it, man. I think Westbrook could have went somewhere where he could have been the dominant guy, and they could have built around him. He's still young. To be honest, like, I mean, he's not, I wouldn't say young, but he's got some miles on him, but he still plays 110 miles per hour.
Right.
He could have went somewhere where they could have used him, right? I mean, nothing comes off the top of my head right now as far as just like teams that can like straight up contend, but like he could have went somewhere else and been cool. The Lakers just, I don't know, they did too much to get him. Like, all those picks, again, like I said, and the only one that really strikes me when people leave is Caldwell Pope. It's like he was your guy. Like he was a great on-ball defender. You know what I'm saying? Smart player, gave you great minutes on offense. Like nah. Then Russ ain't finna do him again and be straight jacking, right? And then him and LeBron gonna get into it. I mean, unless he's just playing to drive and dish the whole time you're there. I don't know. I don't know. It seems as if it's not going to work before it works.
And see, and see, that's the thing. I feel like I understand why Kuzma and Montrez had to go, because Kuzma needed to go, and then Trez didn't really. There just was nothing there for him.
No.
But KCP, I don't think they should have included him in the trade. And number two, I think more than just like how their games are going to complement each other, is I feel like his contract is crazy. Like, that's all, they're eating up so much salary from those three guys. Now, LeBron, AD makes sense. And yeah, Russ is a max guy, but like JB said, he can be a super max guy at a team that needs him to be the number one and have all that open space. He's already on the team. It's already known that he's the third guy, but he's getting paid $44 million for the year. That's what you get when you're the super max guy on another team.
Right.
That has, so money wise, like you said, now they got like $6 million left. They got the bird rights to the other two young cats, but after that, Dwight's like, come take me back. Melo's like, fuck it, I'm gonna come. And it'll be cool, and I feel like they could contribute, but those are going to be guys that you throw in for like 7 minutes, 10 minutes a game.
Right.
They need young shooters and defenders, and Russ is a walking triple-double. He's a Hall of Famer already. But the reality is that the way he plays his game, that lane is going to be clogged. And that rim, I love the memes how people, NBA rims are like, please, God, don't hurt me, because the NBA, every rim that they play on is going to get beat to shit.
Right.
But where they're going to struggle is kicking it out to, where's KCP? Where's Danny Green? Where are these other guys that contributed to their championship team? That's what I want to know. Is like, if you're really going to do this for Russ, and if he's going to be rejuvenated being back home, maybe he will be. Who am I to write it off?
Right.
But what are you doing with the rest of the roster? You have 4 players under contract. 4. That's wild. And then you'll get the other 2 because you have your bird rights, so you can go into the luxury tax.
Right.
Okay, so now you have 6 players. Who is the rest of the team? You know what I mean? Like,
they gonna be paying cats with vouchers.
Yeah, they're paying cats in fucking crypto, IOU.
They gonna have cats on layaway. They gonna be like, hey, don't worry about it, bro. At the end of the season, we got you. Don't sweat it.
Oh my God,
don't sweat
it. Jesus Christ.
We got you,
paying
bro.
J.R. Smith a layaway. Good God Almighty. All right, JB. Speaking of your Suns, shout out to our guy Flex, KSR in Arizona. He will be on soon, hopefully next week, to go into the Suns more in detail. But this just happened right before the draft here, before the weekend. The Suns traded young man who was getting some burn, Jevon Carter, on the 29th pick, to the Nets for Landry Shamet. And, Landry Shamet's a pretty solid player. I like Jevon Carter, but I feel like the Suns are in win now mode, and they wanted to feel like they made an upgrade. I believe that he has a history, I think, with Monty. Going back to the 76ers, as you see. So when you saw this, I know we've been big fans of the depth of the Suns roster, but how do you feel about them picking up Landry Shamet? Do you feel like that's a good rotation player for them?
Yeah. I feel like the only thing that killed us was that when our second team came in, of course, Campaign did his thing. Cam Johnson doing his thing. We need another big. And then, of course, Craig was decent. He was a good on-ball defender. So, yeah. But, the kid, Landry, can really – he can score. He can make his own shot. He's a scrappy defender. He's a very solid player. He's actually a level above a solid player. So, of course, we're gonna use him just fine. And then to get rid of Jevon Carter and then a 29th pick, I mean, that was a good shout out to JJ for that one.
Yeah, it's crazy. I didn't realize that Landry Shamet is younger than Jevon Carter. That's crazy. I didn't, because I guess Shamet's kind of bounced around a little bit, but he's a good contributor. Like you said, he's got a pretty decent three, and he can make his own shot. And I feel like he will get some burn. I think the Suns, correct me if I'm wrong, JB, I think they did draft a big. Did they not?
Yeah, they got a kid on the bench.
Yeah, I believe they drafted a big. Hopefully they can figure out like a 2 or 3 year deal with CP3, and so they got this kid, Deron Sharp from out of North Carolina, center. So hopefully he'll develop. He'll be nice, and he was a freshman, so they can let him come in. When DA, DA's going to obviously have big minutes. He's probably going to play 45 minutes a game. So they get Mr. Sharp, smooth 8-10 off the bench. I feel like that'll be some nice depth, because Frank the Tank, I don't know, man. I feel like, I know he's still gonna be on the team, but I don't think Frank Kaminsky's the guy.
Big Kaminsky is not it.
Yep. So they did draft a big. So there you go. It definitely interesting. Now this one was burning over, to use JB's words, it was boiling over the week. And I feel like you can kind of see it coming, but it is interesting because I think it is going to take place in 2025. Texas and Oklahoma are going to the goddamn SEC, and it was unanimous. It makes sense. I mean, the Big 12, respect to the Big 12, but Texas and Oklahoma are big programs, and they're going to remain in the Big 12 until June 30th of 2025. So obviously the recruiting pipeline, a lot of Texas kids will go to LSU and Bama and schools like that. So I feel like they're taking back some of their recruiting territory. And I mean, particularly Oklahoma, at least as of late, has been able to compete with the likes of the Bamas and the LSUs. But what do you think about this? And do you feel like at this point, like Mizzou and Arkansas and some of these other schools got to be like, fuck it, we're going to the Big 12? I feel like the SEC is getting a little crowded. What do you think about that?
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't think that honestly, you jumping on the SEC's coattail, right? Now, how about you develop a team, and how about you have great success so that kids want to come to your program? You don't go jumping in the SEC because hey, the water's fine over here. Right. It's a little chilly over here. It's kind of warm over there. That's kind of weak. I mean, the whole aspect of a super conference, like that's weak as hell. So what they're gonna do? They're gonna have 8 teams in the BCS, and 6 of them gonna be from the SEC, right? Like, what's that gonna do for football, for college football? That's gonna be horrible. You know what I'm saying? Like, you talk about dispersing the money, it's gonna be trash. Like, I just believe that that's I don't know. That's the path of least resistance. Texas, Come on, man. Texas is a storied franchise, university, organization, program, and Oklahoma same way. Y'all have had the Big 12 and been in the Big 12 probably the duration of y'all's college existence, right? Now you want to go to the SEC?
Yep.
No. Stay your ass where you at and make it happen right there. I think that's weak as hell to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, but it's gonna come to a point where it's just gonna be the Pac-12 and the SEC. Right?
Yeah, like it's gonna be like a West and East conference. That's crazy because it's like Texas and Oklahoma are in the Southwest. Back in the day when it was all those Texas schools, like with SMU and all those schools, they were in the Southwest Conference. They are west of the Mississippi. The cutoff is LSU. To me, if I'm being old school, like looking at a map, honestly, the SEC needs to cut off at the old Mississippi. You got to cut it off right there because like I feel like it's kind of whack for Missouri and Arkansas to be in the SEC, honestly. And on top of that, now you're talking about adding these schools. And like JB said, if you run a good program, you can compete and in certain years beat these top SEC schools. Because think about it. You got Ohio State. You got Clemson. Oklahoma's right there. And it's like, that's what it comes down to. Because at the end of the day, as much as people don't want to believe it, this shit will ebb and flow. 5-10 years, I mean, Nick Saban, I know he wants to coach till his dying breath, but he ain't going to be there forever. And there's no guarantee that the guy after him can have a program like he's had. So we've seen where it's like LSU's been the shit, and then they were down. Then they get Coach O, go Tigers, and then they get back up to the top again. And same shit can happen to any program.
It's just not the thing to do. It's just not. All right, it's just not. Like, stay your ass where you at. The Big 12, I mean, they call it the power conferences, the Big 12, the SEC, the ACC, the Pac-12, and the Big 10. Is it still the Big 10? Is it still the Big 10 or is it the Big 12? The Big 11.
Well,
I don't know.
They're the Big 10, but they got
but it's only 18, right?
Yeah, no, they got 12 or 16, something like that.
Oh, okay.
So it's more than 10.
So it's like, dog, come on, man. Like that's kind of weak to me. I'm sorry. I heard it during the week. I'm like, nah, bruh. They're not going to let that happen, and I'd be damned if they didn't let that happen, right? So, shame on you, Texas and Oklahoma, for Kevin Duranting the situation, if you will.
I was literally, you read my mind. I was like, you know what? You saw the warm water, the greener pastures, and you jumped ship. And if you want to talk about getting in the tournament, it's like, yo, what if you lose because the talent is so deep? What if you lose 2 or 3 in conference games? Now we're supposed to put you in the college football playoff? Like, you got to beat them. Like, get out of here. You're not getting a 3-loss team. Oh, but we played Bama and
it's the SEC. Like, no.
You should have thought about that before you jumped ship. Then you could have been undefeated and been in the playoff. Fuck out of here. Yeah, man.
Dummies.
Now, look, speaking of not running from the grind, JB, we're going to do a little in-stream reaction video. YouTube, show us some love. This is not our content. Don't fucking flag us, please. All right. New trailer. Venus and Serena Williams movie, King Richard, based on their dad, Richard Williams, played by none other, friend of the show, Willard Smith. You know what I mean? The Fresh Prince himself. Summertime. That's right. And JB's all-time favorite song, probably of any genre. And let's pull it up, man. Let's I don't care if I saw it, I don't care if JB saw it. Damn it, we're reacting to it now. Let's check this out to see what the people think. This is the King Richard trailer, again, based off the upbringing of Venus and Serena Williams.
What's going on? Everybody okay?
I feel like he's getting the voice down.
Trouble in the house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You all need to look around.
It's a little wet for practice, don't you think? Don't the girls have schoolwork to do?
Out there in Compton in the rain.
They do their homework. Tundi's first in her class. Lynn and Isha are too.
Now I don't even mind you saying we hard on these kids. You know why? Because we are. That's our job, to keep them off these streets. You want to check on the kids? Let's check on the kids. We got future doctors and lawyers, plus a couple tennis stars in this house.
The chances of achieving the kind of success that you're talking about is just very, very unlikely.
Okay, you made a mistake, but I'm gonna let you make it. Watch them hit a few balls. All right. So tell me your names again.
I'm Venus.
I'm Serena.
So what you think?
What you?
I wrote me a 78-page plan for their whole career before they was even born.
Yeah, baby, yeah.
These girls so great, how come I've never heard of them?
They're from Compton.
It's okay. They're just not used to seeing good-looking peoples like us.
She's nervous. Take a step up.
Maybe she ought to take a few more steps up. Just get someplace safe.
I think you might just have the next Michael Jordan.
Oh, no, brother, man. I got me the next, too.
I mean, you had Jordan Pippen. You had Jordan Pippen.
You're not going to just be representing you. You're going to be representing every little black girl on earth.
I'm not going to let you down.
How could you? This world ain't never had no respect for Richie Williams, but they gonna respect y'all. You gonna walk out there with your head up. You are a champion, and the whole world know it. The most dangerous creature on this whole earth. It's a woman who know how to think.
Yes, Daddy.
Ain't nothing she can't do. You gonna show them how dangerous you are? Venus and Serena.
Bam.
Gonna shake up this world.
And they did.
Williams.
And they have.
Hey, Daddy.
Serena Williams. Who is your best friend?
Venus. Then you. Then you after Venus.
All right. So that's the trailer, King Richard, coming out in November.
Come on, man. It's Will Smith. He can do no wrong. Sorry. It's just, I mean, he can do no wrong. Like, so it's like a movie with Denzel in it. You know it's going to be fire. But, man, come on, man. Just like, we talking about Will Smith. Listen to the voice change, right? The cadence of his tone. I mean, think about the parts that he's played. Muhammad Ali. Come on, man. Like, if a person didn't know who Muhammad Ali was and saw Will Smith in that movie with Muhammad Ali, they would swear to God that he was the real Muhammad Ali. I mean, I'm excited to see it, man. It's dope. It's gonna be inspirational. As a father of 3 beautiful little black girls, I want them to be amazing. All right. I want them to be phenomenal. I want them to be superstars. I want them to be successful. The same thing my mama wanted for me and my brother, just to be successful. So yeah, hell yeah. I can't wait to see that shit. I ain't been to the movies to see a movie in a long time, but I hopefully I'll be able to go see that one. Hopefully.
Well, I mean, if anything, you could go to the. We love going to the drive-in out here, so yeah, that would definitely be the one to take the girls to for sure. I mean, that's a story. That's a story. A lot of people know the story, but that's a story. You know, sometimes it's just about the right presentation. Like you said with Ali, a lot of younger people, they didn't know who he was, but they saw the Will Smith movie and they got the whole history.
They got the picture, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So now they can really see how they came up and were pushed to greatness. Listen, they try to rag on some of these dads. They're like, oh, he's domineering, all this stuff. Sometimes you need that. If you have the talent, you need the person who's not going to let up, because they're going to push you to greatness. And they've been at the top of the mountains, particularly Serena. Greatest tennis player of all time. Venus has certainly had a great career, but obviously just the both of them getting to the pinnacle is pretty wild. Right. So I'm looking forward to it.
Oh yeah.
Well, reviewers, that's about it. But before we get up out of here, of course, we got to get a little We Need Us, JB's final thoughts. Dr. Bridges, what is on your mind for the reviewers as we get up out of here, sir?
Stay strong. All right. I was just gonna leave him with that, Benny. Stay strong. The sooner we realize that we're all this big in the world. And I say the phrase "we need us" for a reason, because when we're all this big and then we're this tight, then we're this big, right? So stay strong, people of the world. What's the name of the little place in Africa where they be listening to us?
Oh, Mozambique. We're popping in Mozambique.
Mozambique, from Arizona, from Mesa, Arizona to North Hollywood, California to Mozambique, Africa. All right, long flight, but stay strong, guys. Stay strong. We are living in weird times right now. It seems to be no end to this. Like every time we see a light, it gets smaller and smaller again, right? So it seems like we're running, but we're running backwards and we backpedaling. But stay strong. We're gonna be all right. We're gonna be just fine. But other than that, man, it's great to be back. And shit, holla at us on social media, man. At JB and Benny Blue on Twitter and Instagram. Follow us on our YouTube page. Subscribe, like, 5-star ratings on iTunes. Hit us up on that phone line. What's that phone line again, Benny?
818-850-2804. If you want to leave us a message, we will play that on our next episode. And we're back on the schedule, folks. We got football coming up, so you'll see us for now on Sundays. JB and I will talk
I was about to say,
for now,
we got to
production meeting.
Yeah.
We got to figure this out because Sundays is 6:30 football season. Ooh, that's a no-go.
No, sir. No, sir. Yeah. We got to figure out a day that's going to work, man. But we're going to get it together. It's been great being back. Holler at us again. Follow us, subscribe to us, like us, 5 stars. All right. We rocking with y'all. Go to our website, cop the merch. All right. Go to the Savage CBD, get you some of that. Use what's the code word review? The word review is gonna be for the whatever the fuck it is. Promotion, the promo code. Yeah. The promo code. Yeah, I mean. Type that in, get you some free shipping, you know what I'm saying, 20% off or whatever. And shit. And like that, we go.
Yeah, reviewers, that's it. We love you. Episode 186. This will be up in podcast form, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen. Like, share, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. 5-star rate us, all that good stuff. It helps the metrics, helps us get seen by the algorithm. Shout out to our YouTube audience, showing love and building slowly but surely. And we will be back next week. Until then, this is the JB and Benny Blue Review Podcast. And we out, baby. Peace. Yeah.